Welcome back everyone, Mariah Monetize here. Today's video we're going to be going over the price of a Bitcoin and if I have re-entered into my position. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. I was out and about celebrating my 30th birthday, which was absolutely awesome. And when I disconnect from the internet and creating videos, it's really hard to get back into it because when I disconnect, I seriously disconnect. It's like a different life. And I encourage everyone to really try to reach that point of like, I'm asking myself, am I dead or am I alive? Because I'm just having so much fun and I am truly, truly in the moment, not thinking about anything else. And so I had a beautiful 30th birthday. I spent it with all my family and my friends, and it was exactly what I wanted. And birthdays can be weird, and sometimes it's hard to like celebrate yourself and for it to actually feel like your birthday. But I felt so accomplished because it actually felt like my birthday, and it was such an amazing, amazing day, and I felt all the love and just so special. So before we get into the price of Bitcoin, let's go ahead and go over some news here. So Bank of America warns the U.S. economy will lose 175,000 jobs in Q1 of this year. Goldman Sachs generated $11 billion in net income last year with 40,000 employees, and Citadel netted $16 billion with just 2,600 employees. I think what we're learning with all these layoffs, especially in tech, is that a lot of employees are quite worthless and they don't really do much. They just go to work, enjoy, the free cafeteria, the napping pods, all those things, and that most of them are just not needed and not necessary. And we're seeing that with the amount of layoffs, and Facebook still runs fine, Twitter still runs fine. Just in, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz introduces a bill to accept crypto in Capitol Hill buildings, restaurants, and vending machines. Also, the Goldman Sachs CEO cuts his pay 30% to $22 million, just $22 million. Gemini Exchange also fired 10% of their staff. Breaking, Fed seized almost $700 million of SBF's assets in cash and equity. That was reported by CNBC back on the 20th. So a lot of this stuff is kind of older news, but just these are some tweets that I found to be noteworthy here over the last few weeks. Let's see. Nexo pays $45 million to continue operating. Sounds legit. So I believe the Nexo offices were like raided with like hundreds of, I don't know, FBI people. Not really sure exactly what happened, but it kind of just sounds like they paid them off. Let's see here. Crypto firm Genesis files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That happened a couple of weeks ago. So the Netflix CEO stepped down. That was reported on January 19th. So some of the stuff you guys have maybe already heard. So let's go ahead and just get into the price of Bitcoin, since a lot of that news is probably on the older side. So let's go ahead and see here on what is happening with the price of Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and zoom out to that 7-day chart, which I have been mentioning to really keep an eye on. I have been preaching and saying over and over and over again that when that crossover happens, it is time to get in on the price of Bitcoin. I knew we were going to see a lot of resistance in the $24,000 to $25,000 range, and indeed we are seeing that. If Bitcoin could get reach a swing high over here, the high of this candle, which is 25.2, that'll be really interesting. So I am staying patient because I do believe there will be a bit of a pullback, and I'm probably going to be getting in on Bitcoin, the price that I exited, which I am okay with. But you really have to ask yourself, with the state of the economy, who is actually buying Bitcoin, right? People think that this is the year, $100,000, but we have to kind of realize the state of the economy and where would that money actually be coming from. So let's go and take a look here on the daily chart on Bitcoin. The daily chart here looking a little bit exhausted, like we might see a bit of a pullback. We'll be watching very closely to see if this green moving average crosses down below the red, and then Bitcoin maybe revisits the $19,000 to $20,000 range. I think that's actually quite likely that we see Bitcoin pull back a bit to the $19,000 to $20,000 range. People think, oh no, we're gonna have a blue sky breakout. I would say just stay a little bit on the patient side. I don't think it's time to get too excited yet. Like I said, Bitcoin is a big game of patience. This is the 12-hour chart, which doesn't look all that great in my opinion. A little bit of sideways here. I think we're going to see, like I said, a pullback to about $20,000. This right here is the 4-hour chart, which has made a lower low, a bit of a weakness here on the 4-hour chart. Let's take a look here on the hourly. Hourly obviously pulled back quite a bit. Looks like we've made a higher high on the hourly. Hourly looking okay. So could be some opportunity for a bit of a short-term entry. Bitcoin can even, I would say, probably run up to like the $25,000 range and then see that pullback. So something to, in my opinion, be ready for. But if you're not here trying to really trade too much and you just want to enter in dollar cost average and be ready for that big pump, I must say there is a risk me still being on the sidelines. Absolutely. There's absolutely still a risk, but a risk that I am willing to take. This right here is a 30-minute chart. Looking good, making a higher high. Looks a little exhausted here. I might see a pullback over here to maybe like 20, 23, 22, 9, and then see what happens after that. Let's take a look here at the 15-minute chart on Bitcoin. So 15-minute chart looks like it's cooling off a bit, but also making a higher high, trending in a nice little direction there. Today is Tuesday. Let's see here. So stock market is open. 5-minute here looks like it might be pulling back a tad. So we have, let's go ahead and take a look here. We have Ethereum sitting at 1587. We have gold sitting at 1928. Gold has been pumping a bit. We have Coinbase stock sitting at 5838, which has made an excellent recovery. I mean, if you go back over here to take a look at the daily chart here, not too long ago, just a few weeks ago, the low came in at about $30, and it has gone up 100% since then. But very important here on the Coinbase chart to be keeping an eye here. I think we're going to see resistance. It's very important that Coinbase can get above this DMA right here. And it's going to definitely, I think, take some time. And I think it's likely to actually get rejected by that. So keep a close eye there. Link sitting at 702. We have XTZ sitting at 107. Nexo coin sitting at 81 cents. Let's see here. And yeah, XRP sitting at 40 cents. Let's take a little bit of a deeper dive here on Ethereum. Like I said several weeks ago, Ethereum was showing more strength, and in many cases, Ethereum leads the way. And in this particular scenario, it did just that. All right, so let's go and zoom out to the 7-day chart on Ethereum. Let's see here. So looking very similar on the 7-day chart. I would say there is Ethereum looking a bit stronger there. Daily chart, a little bit of sideways here. Let's take a look here at the 12-hour chart. 12-hour chart looking weaker like it did on Bitcoin. 4-hour chart also trending downwards as well. But that hourly chart. So basically, short-term time frames, long-term time frames are looking bullish, and then right kind of in the center, that 4-hour, that 12-hour on Bitcoin and Ethereum are looking a bit on the weaker side. So let's take a look here at traditional markets. Tesla sitting at 172. Tesla bottom at 100. It is up to 172 in just a few weeks. So we did see a lot of stocks bounce hard off of the lows of just a couple of weeks ago. So pretty significant there. Let's go and take a look here at SPY. Let's zoom out to the 7-day and see what SPY is up to. Let's see here. So SPY looks quite nice on that 7-day chart. It has made a higher low, but as you can see here, it's flirting with these moving averages, and we want to see a clear breakout above that. So want to be keeping a close eye there. The 7-day chart looks pretty good though. It is trending upwards, looking bullish. Same thing with the 4-hour, the 12-hour, the 4-hour. 1 hour is pulling back a little bit, but still holding very nicely the previous lows over here, the low of 393. Let's take a look here at the 30-minute. 30-minute trending down a little bit, not looking nearly as strong. So we're seeing more strength here, I would say, on SPY compared to Bitcoin. As we know, there's continued correlation We're seeing a lot of green today in traditional markets, like we're seeing a lot of green in the crypto space. Also, marijuana stocks are doing well today. A lot of green across the board. So just a lot of strength there overall. So yeah, basically, I would say that it looks like there's more room for Bitcoin to, like I said, potentially pump before we see that bigger pullback, but that doesn't necessarily have to happen. So I am just staying patient, waiting to get back in on that position, and looking for a bit more clarity. I mean, I'm fully aware here that I made a very big deal about this crossover, which I do think that there is going to be room for a major breakout, but I think I might have one last opportunity to get back in before that big breakout happens. So just staying a little bit patient. So that's all that I have for you today on this video. I am still doing calls. So if you want to schedule a call, I have a link for that down below. You can ask me about anything, Bitcoin, crypto, whatever you like. That's all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.